The conjunction between Mars and Pluto is not just a celestial alignment. It is a brutal, relentless, and necessary call to inner rebirth. Mars, the archetypal warrior, joins Pluto, the lord of death and regeneration, in a cosmic dance that exposes the deepest fissures of our psyche and rekindles ancient memories buried in the collective unconscious. This is not an ordinary transit. It is a portal of fire and shadow, where every vibrational choice will be tested, and where many will be marked. Marked inside, with an invisible seal that distinguishes those who are ready to cross the abyss of transformation from those who still prefer to remain asleep in the illusion. Do you feel it? The energetic pressure pulsing behind the scenes of your mind. That strange sense of urgency that something needs to change immediately, even if you don't know exactly what. This is the sign. It's not ordinary anxiety. It is the soul trying to scream from within a body that has been conditioned to silence its truth. Mars in conjunction with Pluto activates the code of raw courage, the courage to face what you are most afraid to see in yourself. The pent-up anger, the hidden desire, the impulse control, the veiled shame. Everything comes to the fore. Not to destroy you, but to rebuild you on more authentic and inviolable foundations. The hidden mistake many make at this time is to resist, trying to keep up appearances, clinging to empty routines and maintaining the facade of control while the inner world is collapsing. Pluto's energy cannot be manipulated. She doesn't negotiate. It disintegrates. It forces the ego to bow before the soul. And when Mars, with its combative force, merges into this Plutonian field, we are pushed to confront everything we avoid, patterns of self-sabotage, toxic relationships, deeply rooted limiting beliefs. Resisting this only prolongs the pain. It only deepens the abyss. It only postpones the inevitable. There is, however, an even more subtle and dangerous trap, the attempt to spiritualize the process too much and move away from matter. When we feel the intensity of this conjunction, many try to escape through excessive meditation, toxic positivism, or a mysticism disconnected from reality. But Pluto doesn't want you to flee to the heavens. He wants you to go down to the depths. May you plunge into the underground of your soul. May you look at your eyeshadow and say, I see you, and I don't run anymore. This is how true alchemy happens. It is not a question of destroying the ego, but of integrating it. It is not a question of eliminating anger, but of transmuting it into creative impulse. It is not a question of denying desire, but of purifying it. Vibrational authenticity becomes, at this point, a matter of energetic survival. Any attempt to represent a spiritualized character, any disguise, any frequency that is not genuinely yours will be broken with brutality. Pluto exposes. Mars acts. And together, they reveal all that is out of coherence with your soul. You can no longer lie to yourself. Social masks fall. False internal narratives crumble. Only what is real remains. And what is real often hurts. Because the truth is not comfortable, but it is liberating. And you've been marked for it. Marked. To live this truth, it hurts what it hurts. The physical body also feels everything. Extreme tiredness, unexplained pain, accumulated tension in the shoulders, neck, stomach. This is not just stress. It is dense energy being moved. It is the soul trying to realign itself with a body that for years has been neglected, mistreated, ignored. Do not underestimate the signals of the body. He is your temple. It is the map of your emotional and energetic history. During this conjunction, taking care of the body is a form of practical spirituality. Mindful eating, deep breathing, silence. The body needs space to process what the mind does not yet understand. Because transmutation does not happen only on the subtle planes. It starts in the flesh. The way you talk to yourself at this time directly shapes your frequency. The inner language is a vibrational code, and Mars-Pluto is reprogramming that code. The words you repeat in silence are energetic decrees. If you still treat yourself with self-criticism, judgment, or devaluation, you are feeding exactly the frequency that needs to be dissolved. But if you start talking to yourself with loving steadfastness, with honesty and compassion, something changes. Because Pluto doesn't want you to be perfect. He wants you to be whole. And wholeness only happens when we embrace what is hurt, rather than hide it. Portals like this are not punishments. They are catalysts. The Mars-Pluto conjunction opens a vibrational field of creative power capable of revolutionizing your life. But only if you are willing to die. Dying to the old version of yourself. Dying to the need for control. To die to the ego that feeds on external approval. All true creation begins after symbolic death. This is a cosmic childbirth. You are being pushed out of the womb of your own comfort zone. And that can be violent. But it is also miraculous. Because on the other side of pain is your true potency. And she's waiting for you. Now you've been tagged. For your soul. For the universe. For the right time. Don't put it off any longer. The transformation has arrived. And you know, deep down, there's no going back. Then breathe. Feel it. Choose. And cross. This crossing is not a linear path, nor is it predictable. The energy of Mars in conjunction with Pluto does not follow logic, timing, or expectation. It acts as a code of creative destruction, deconstructing the parts of you that no longer support the frequency of your inner truth. And perhaps at that moment, you find yourself at a blind spot in your journey. A territory where vision is blurred, where hope falters, where doubt tries to settle in as a constant companion. But this is precisely the most fertile point. The point of collapse where old internal systems fall apart to make room for the new one that does not yet have form, but already pulsates. He's breathing. It already moves within you. It is in this state of radical vulnerability that the soul whispers the loudest. But you need to mute external noise to hear. The world cries out, demands answers, asks for certainties. But the soul operates in mystery, and Pluto demands surrender to mystery. It rips us out of rigid mental structures and forces us to trust something that cannot be proven, only felt. The trust that this energy asks for is not passive. It is an active, conscious and deep surrender. It is you decide, even without guarantees, even in the darkness, to follow the inner call, because something inside you knows, something older than your pain, wiser than your beliefs, stronger than your fears. He knows exactly where to take you, but this force can only emerge if you accept what is being asked, the death of the old self. And here's the point that few understand: this death is not instantaneous. She's a process, a slow undo, a visceral detachment, a sacred mourning. You may feel disoriented without references, as if your identity is slipping away. It is, because that version of you built to survive has already fulfilled its function. She brought you here, but it can't take you any further. The new version is in gestation, and like every birth, it requires contraction, pain, blood, effort, and faith. Faith that on the other side there is life. Not just any life, but a real life aligned vibrationally coherent with who you came to be, and maybe the question that echoes now inside you is, what if I don't make it? But this question is born of fear, and fear is the last bastion of the ego in despair. You don't have to fight him. Just need to see it, recognize it, and choose different. Because courage is not the absence of fear, it is action, even with fear. And Mars is that energy in its purest form. Action, impulse, movement. Pluto, on the other hand, brings the purpose behind the movement. He asks, why do you do what you do? And that question is a key one. It separates unconscious action from sacred action. It dissolves doing by validation and activates doing by mission. If you dare to move with this awareness, your every step will become a ritual of transmutation. At this point in the portal, everything intensifies. Relationships reveal the hidden truth. Emotions surface without warning. Time seems to accelerate, and internal pressure increases. This is not chaos. It's purification. It is the lava that flows from the inner volcano, burning everything that is no longer you. And you can feel that you are being consumed. But in fact, it is being revealed. The fire of Mars and Pluto does not destroy the essence. It just removes the layers, the masks, the unconscious pacts with pain, the silent contracts with mediocrity. This is the sacred fire of stoning, and you are at the center of it, not as a victim, but as an initiate. What is being forged in you at this time is a new frequency of existence, a way of being in the world that no longer depends on roles, titles, or external approvals. It is a vibration emanating from within, authentic, raw, alive. And she begins to express herself through her body, her speech, her gaze. People will understand. Some will walk away, unable to cope with its intensity. Others will approach, magnetized by your truth. But the most important thing is that you feel whole in yourself. Because he who is whole does not beg for belonging. He becomes presence. It takes up space. He sustains silence. He exudes power without saying a word, and here, at the end of this portal, a choice imposes itself. Continue carrying the weight of what has already died, or allow symbolic death to complete its cycle. Continue justifying your fears, or choose the courage of presence. Continue to identify with pain, or recognize yourself as an alchemist of your own history. Because deep down, it's not about astrology. It's not about Mars. Not even about Pluto. It's about you. It's about how deep you're willing to go. Falling apart. To recreate. It's about how much you trust in what can only be felt in the silence of the soul. Close your eyes. Breathe. Feel the vibrational seal that has been activated in you. An energetic brand, invisible but real. She was not given by stars. She was granted it by her own consciousness when she decided to awaken. And now it vibrates. Vibrate with the call of your mission. Vibrate with the sound of your truth. It vibrates with the urgency of a soul ready to finally live what it came to live. Then do not postpone further. Don't run away. Do not minimize what is happening. You've been tagged. And this is your moment. Burn, renew yourself, resurface, and walk as one who already knows the old world has ended inside you, and the new one, it's already started, and if the new has already begun within you, why do you still walk as one who carries rubble? The conjunction of Mars and Pluto not only awakens the potential for change, it requires disruption. And not just any break, but a visceral break with the old narrative you've told yourself for too long. That story that is not enough. That he needs to prove something. That he will be loved only if he is useful, pleasant, strong, invincible. These voices, which sound like yours, are actually inherited echoes, vibrational memories crystallized in your field from other existences, collective traumas and unconscious emotional pacts. And now they are being brought to light, because only what is seen can be transmuted. Only that which is recognized can be dissolved. The portal of this conjunction no longer accepts coexistence with what is fragmented.